Hello everyone, this is BIGALSKIx and welcome to my suffering and possible difficulty commentary walkthrough video series. This is the worst place on earth. Now while this screen's loading and I have a little bit of time, I want to say that I am playing it on the 360, not the original Xbox. I don't think it really matters that much, but anyway, that's what I'm playing it on. And I'm going to let this first part play that kind of explains the whole story, but I'll also say I really don't care for a lot of the language. I think it's a little bit too excessive. But again, I think that's just part of the whole, allure maybe of the game, or the creepiness of it, or the violence of the game and the crudeness of the game. But like I said, you can see the magazine there. But anyway, I'll let all this play out. And again, if you don't care for the brutal language, maybe turn it down on this part. But anyway, enjoy, and we'll see you in a few minutes.
He won't say. Claims he blacked the whole thing out. A likely story. The needle's too good for him. Filthy inmate. They should all die.
Oh, I will point out that you can see I'm still bloody from the previous scene, but I believe if you just started the game on its own, he's all nice and clean. So I believe.
He killed his old lady and kids. Sick motherfucker.
Be quiet, you jerry-curled fool. Don't you know who that is?
Why should I?
That's Torque, the man himself. Word is he shaved half the Aryan Brotherhood over at Easton.
So fucking what? I can understand a guy killing his old lady, but he popped his kids too. Motherfucker deserves to be strapped down and dosed.
You believe what the COs tell you, Slick? You don't know shit about the man. I'm telling you, what I heard, he's all right.
That cocksucker's not gonna be
I will
all right
point
for
out that
long.
now I'm clean because of the cutscene, and also notice that I throw off my shoes. I will not have my shoes for the rest of the game for some reason.
I decide who I respect, shit boy. Don't you go telling
Quiet
me.
down in there. Some of you want to go back on the low? I didn't think so.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. Neighbor. Nice to meet you. My name's Floyd. How long you got till your turn on the table, huh? You all out of appeals? Your lawyer fuck you? I read about your trial. They got no witnesses, all circumstantial evidence. No one knows what really happened but you. But you can't remember a thing, is that right?
Best not to listen to him talk. Floyd's a degenerate parasite. They should have slapped the cuffs on him coming out of his mama's
At least
tongue.
I know Jesus is with me, man. Whatever I've done, the Reverend says Jesus has forgiven me.
Will you shut the fuck up, you baby-raping, sodomizing sack of shit?
I was just asking the man a question, Goose. Whoa!
What the fuck is this?
It's an earthquake.
Fuck, what the hell's going on?
CO, you gotta let us out. We still humans, man.
The whole
we got
fucking
rights.
place is coming down!
Sweet Jesus, what the hell was that?
Slick, you okay,
Is the
man?
prison collapsing? Are we sinking into the ocean? CO! CO! What the hell's going on?
Slick, what in the fuck just happened? Slick! Slick! Goose, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. And it wasn't me. If that's what you're thinking, I didn't touch that.
What was that? Goose? For fuck's sake, what's going on?
Forgive those who trespass against.
That was close. I thought we were done for. We gotta get out of this shit can before it collapses. Shit. There's something in here. It's in here! Help me!
So there we go. Now I'm clean. I guess I took a shower along the way. But see, there's my shoes. I'm barefooted the rest of the way. Now I will say, I said I was playing on the 360. I think maybe it stretched it out a little bit playing it on the 360. But on my last video series, I was able to stretch the whole thing out. It was called progressive stretch. It was one of the filters that I had. But if I tried to do it here, it stretched it out too much to where actually I would cut off a lot of the edges. But So just some of the things that they were allowed back in the prison there. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that, I guess. But so I wasn't able to stretch it out, so you are going to see the black edges. It's a little disappointing, I guess, but at the end of the day, it's just all about the playthrough. Now, like I said earlier, I'm going to take my time. I'm going to, explore as much as I can instead of running just straight through it. I'm going to show like some of these monitors. You can cycle through the monitors. Sometimes you'll see something on it like coming up right there. And sometimes it'll give you information about, the enemies in another area. So I'm just going to take my time and show that if somebody's talking, I'll let all the cutscenes go through. And even though in this day and age it seems like everybody wants to go with speed, and the reason I keep cutting those chairs, or at least that one, sometimes you'll get stuck in the chair. And now also, there's 3 endings to this. There's the good, the neutral, and the bad. And so if you want to see where you are in terms of what ending you'll probably get at the end, you can look at your photo. So my photo right there was clean looking. So that means right now I'm on path for the good ending. As it gets, towards the neutral ending, it gets a little bit more crumpled, and as you get towards the bad ending, it gets torn and worn looking. So you can always kind of tell. Plus, Torque, as he goes to the neutral to the bad ending, he doesn't clean up. Like right now, he's all nice and clean compared to what he was earlier. But he'll have sores on him. He'll his clothes will be really nasty and dirty. So you can see this little guy being pulled up right there. But so that kind of gives you an idea of where you are in terms of the good, the neutral, and the bad ending. I always go in and I turn on all the lights. But one thing, if you're going for the good ending, the Zombian that I just picked up, I guess that's how you say it. Anyway, the more good you are, the more health it restores. So I was noticing that I played it through on the bad ending and the good ending. And here's something.
T, listen to me. You gotta get out of there. That island's more than just a prison. It's so much worse. It brings out the worst in everyone. Get out of there, T. Run! Run as fast as you can!
So when I played it on the bad ending, I'm like, wow, my Zombian's not restoring my health like it normally does. So I didn't know that. I actually read it when I was kind of reading up on the series again. But also the phones, I'll go through and I'll pick them up. Sometimes there's messages on there. Sometimes they'll leave you something. I mean, it doesn't always have to ring for you to pick it up, for somebody to be there. So again, I'm just taking my time, exploring, getting back to what I was saying. It's almost kind of a lost art from what I've seen. Everybody's into speed runs, and again, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, that's an exciting part of the game. But I just wanted to play this old school, explore, take my time. This is the impossible difficulty. It's really hard. So you'll see me going back sometimes to refill supplies. If I have some ammo I need to go back and pick up, or some, Zombian bottles to pick up, I'm going to be doing that. So again, this section right here, I really didn't need to come into. If you wanted to play the game, you didn't have to do that. You'll actually be coming back through this later on. Sorry for the spoiler alert. It's something that, once you pick up that, I don't think the supplies will be in there. So again, I just want to go through this whole part, explore it as much as I can.
Thank God I made it into the light. I think I'm safe in the light. You've got to get me out of here! Oh, God.
It's kind of nasty right there. So like I said, take my time, explore it while I can, and just really have a good time with it. I play it in the dark. I get the whole feel of it and everything. See how I'm slowly, you know, not as bloody as I was. I'm slowly cleaning off. I get some kind of detergent or something, the self-cleaning items that he has, and you can see one of the creatures running across.
Shit, get away from me! Man, I killed it. But that thing's impossible. Like some kind of spider with swords. Goddamn inmates behind this, I know they are. Is anyone listening to me?
Like I said, I want to stress that you don't have to do all that, and like there's some videos online that are much faster than what I'm going to go through. But again, I want to explore everything. I've said it 1,000 times, just like in my other one. I said it was boring, and I'm also going to try to fight and kill everybody that I can. So that's going to take some time. Some of it, again, is wasted bullets and ammo because you really don't need to. But that's just part of the game to me. So, having said that, I'll let this cutscene play out, and we'll see you in a few.
Hold it right there, or I will cut you down. You hear me, inmate? Do you hear me?
Give him a chance.
Ah, to hell with protocol. Everything's gone to shit. Right now, I prefer a
Dad,
murdering scumfuck from the road and all
going
those
on?
monstrosities. We got a better chance to survive if we stick together. But you will do exactly what I say, or I will punch a hole in your sorry ass. Got it?
Calm down, T. Don't let your
When I've seen these bastards spawn, I prefer to stay in the dark. Go get a flashlight from the break room down the hall. And no funny stuff, or I will blow your head off. Comprende?
So one of the fun parts about exploring and opening up all the little doors or the stalls, in this case in the bathroom, is you get to see those little cutscenes. If you skip that, you know, you're really missing out on part of the game. Now, I could have killed that guy. You hear, you know, the whispers, you know, either kill him or don't kill, you know, save him. And if you decide to kill these guys and go on the bad ending, you know, they help you out in some of the fights. And I really recommend, if you're going to play Impossible, to try to keep all your guys, because they help. They unlock things, show you some different ways. I would recommend on you know, keeping those guys alive. But of course, you can kill them and go at it on your own. So it's really up to you to decide. But I decided on this Impossible playthrough to help everybody that I could and get that benefit, because again, the enemies can get overwhelming. So if you killed him, just for example, this door right here wouldn't open. He has to open that door. So if you killed him, you couldn't get in there and really use anything. You know, just pick up that stuff. It's not the end of the world if you don't get it, but you know, again, on Impossible, you might as well get as much as you can. Now you can see how much damage, you know, you just miss. You have to get close. They can fly at you like that. I like how they kind of skid with the, you know, with the knives and the sparks that it makes, but with your shiv, you have to really get close, and it knocks them back a little bit if you're not that close. And then of course they can stab at you, so you really got to, you know, be careful, you know, whenever you use your shiv. I try not to use it once I get my weapons, but sometimes, you know, you will be faced with low ammo, and you'll want to use your shiv on some of these guys. So maybe get them swing at you and, you know, get behind them and then kill them from there. So, you know, just a little tip on that. Plus, you need your shiv to kill or to break some of these boxes. Now, you can shoot that, but again, why waste the ammo?
Make it stop!
So if you look in here, you can see a few of the bodies. I didn't notice this the first couple times I played, but you'll see the bodies right here. Now watch when I turn off the light and turn it back on. Now the bodies are gone.
I always looked at their bodies when I
Maybe I was supposed to do that as soon as I came in to show this, but again, that's part of, just exploring the game and seeing the little cutscenes that come about. Again, if you're in a big rush, you're probably going to miss them.
Hello, Ma. It's me, Willie. Yeah, they said I could talk as long as I wanted. No, that's okay. I told you I didn't want you here. It's better this way, Ma. Now, come on, Ma. Don't cry. It's not doing anybody any good at all. You know I love you, right? And the Reverend said I won't feel a thing.
If you get a chance to play it, I don't think I did it in the first few chapters. Maybe I'll do it as I go through it, but just some of the writings that's in the prison cells, it's actually pretty funny. So maybe I'll catch some of that next time. I know I play scared, but I always turn on the light. After you play this a few times, it's like, man, light is good. Now, the first time I played through the game and that happened, I actually pressed the button to get out of that, to turn around just in case he was coming. And of course, he wasn't there, but, again, that's just part of it. Now, some of these you're going to have to, whenever you do play, kind of play on your own and decide which doors to go in. Sometimes the first door ends part of what you're doing. Sometimes the second door does, and that's kind of the confusing part about it. When I played through this, getting reacclimated to it, I always like that sound right there. I actually ended the level a couple times not meaning to, so that's just something that, just playing through, you'll kind of figure out. Now this part, again, whenever I went and open or pulled that little statue, these aren't the most complicated puzzles ever in this game. Again, I think it's just more about the gameplay and the scariness of it. But if you came and ran straight, or pull that door, or pull that statue towards you, because that's part of the little puzzle, and then you could go in there, push the button, get the doors to open, and then just run straight through. But again, what's the fun in that if you're not killing the enemies? Again, I know I could take a lot of damage here. There's some areas where I kind of mess up and do take damage, just how fast it can go on impossible mode. If you chase them around, and I really suck shooting, see? I mean, I'm just so bad at it. I always said in my other videos, my Halo videos and everything, I'd give it all up to be a great sniper in Halo, not my Halo videos, my Ninja Gaiden Black. I would give up all that skill to be a good sniper in Halo. I know it's maybe crazy and stupid, but I aim for the body because my headshots are so bad. I mean, if I hit them, I'm pretty lucky. But like I said earlier, I could have just ran in there, pushed the button, and left, and not fought these guys. See, look, just that damage. How much it's, and I'm already down. And maybe with one, you know, to save bullets, I could have, you know, went over to my ship. So you do want to try to, as bad as I am at it, trying to shoot their heads off, because if it doesn't kill them, they can still be alive, I guess would be the word, and then they can attack other enemies and people. So, you know, or other creatures, however, whatever you want to call them. So again, if you're going to try to kill those guys, I need to get my little booklet out and get all the names of these guys before I start. I believe it's all listed. If not, at the start screen, you might have noticed something at the bottom that said Archive, and then that tells what every enemy is. So, you know, we'll go through that later on, maybe at the end of the game. But I want to, you know, restock and kill everything and make sure I'm not missing anything, because as you can see right now, my ammo is kind of low. And also, if you miss coming into some of these rooms or opening some of the doors, or there's stalls in the bathrooms or things like that, you might miss maps to next areas. So having a map to all of it, even though I don't use it that much, when I first started playing, it was, you know, it really came in handy. So here's this, you know, the benefit of me putting that statue right there, so that would open. So you might hear the little clicks. That's me turning off and on my mic when I don't have anything to say. I don't want anything to get picked up by accident. So that little clicking sound you hear is just really my mic going off and on. Now, one of the bad endings that you could do or go is you could push that yellow button, and then that would go ahead and gas that guy right there. So how I was talking about the rooms with different doors, that door that I passed by just a while ago and came to this second door right here, that's the door that would take you towards the, you know, your objective. And if I had gone and done that and completed that, I might have missed this part of it. So again, sometimes it's the first door you need to go down to, sometimes it's the second door you need to go down to. So again, it's just going to take time. You know, playing the game through and deciding what you want to do. I mean, you know, I've done a speed run through on the easier levels. It's actually kind of fun to do, but I really feel like just going through the whole game. And I knew that guy went somewhere, and I knew he just didn't, you know, leave. But again, so always be aware, you know, if you see two, it's like, man, and you only see one, it's like, where did the other one? Because they could slide in on you, come down from the ceiling and stab you, then you could be in trouble. This is so bad shooting. Obviously, they don't like the light, so if your light, I always keep it on. I think it's just like the thumbstick to click the light off and on. Sometimes you'll see me during a cutscene; it'll click on and off. So this cutscene right here, I will say, you can look at my ammo right now. I'd actually messed up on my recording and had to replay this part, and I didn't want to replay the whole beginning part of the level, you know, up to this again and record and, you know, edit and all that stuff. So I actually, whenever this cutscene started, I replayed, you know, part of it to be able to get everything on video. So, you know, if people sit there and say, you know, how'd you get more ammo? You know, that's how right there. I actually, you know, messed up and had a recording issue, and so if you stay too far back, that gas is going to escape. That's one of the enemies you'll face later on. But this is one of the top guys. I mean, look at that one hit, how much damage it did to me. So again, I can just leave and run away, but I definitely want to kill these guys. And, you know, what helps kill those guys is actually hit them with bullets. And I'm so bad, you know, with this, but it's something that it's kind of sad how bad it is, and it's actually pretty embarrassing. But you know what? I still made it. I killed the guys and I made it, so that's all that matters. So I have one bullet left. So I've had it where I think sometimes they'll drop, you know, if they have a, you know, revolver or something, if you knock that off, it'll do that. But I'm glad I just had the one bullet left, because those guys right there, especially that big one, he does a lot of damage.
They won't leave you alone until you...
You see how I stayed closer this time to not give the guy a chance to really attack me. But those big guys, yeah, they do a lot of damage, and you really want to try to take their head off first. But again, you saw the exit right there, but I want to explore everything and make sure that I can, you know, refill anything that I possibly need. Don't get so excited to just complete the level and then all of a sudden leave, and it's like, man, you missed out on a lot of supplies. I mean, that's just a tip, you know, since that's how we're going to play it. But that's it for this section. This is one of the longer ones. Again, I wanted to show everything, show all the exploring, the different cutscenes, you know, what happens when you pick up the telephone, what happens when you open the stalls, the little surprise scenes that you'll get. It's not going to be that way every time in terms of, you know, picking up the phones and everything, but I am going to go ahead and open them up. It's just, I find it very relaxing to play, you know, just taking your time and go through it and killing all the enemies. But that's it for this. You know, this is part 1, and there's going to be 20 total parts other than the intro. So we'll see you in the next one. Take care. Hope everybody enjoyed it.